Hola, and welcome to episode 221 of the Dorky, Geeky, Nerdy Trivia Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Rollins, and this week we've got Brazil trivia. 30 questions about the country, its history, and its geography. If you're new to DGN, welcome. Glad to have you on board for our weekly trivia podcast. If you need rules or scorecards, visit dorkygeekynerdy.com. But enough of all that. You just want trivia, right? So let's get started. The Dorky Round. Number 1. What is the primary language of Brazil? Portuguese. Number 2. What is the internet TLD for Brazil? BR. Number 3. What Brazilian city hosted the 2016 Summer Olympics? Rio de Janeiro. These were the first Olympic Games held in South America. Number 4. What river running through Brazil is the largest in the world by volume of water? The Amazon River. It's the second longest river by length. Number 5. What world-famous Brazilian footballer passed away on December 29th, 2022? Pele. Number 6. 60% of which rainforest is found in Brazil? The Amazon. Number 7. Called the Trump of the Tropics, who lost his re-election bid as president of Brazil in 2022. Jair Bolsonaro. Much like his U.S. counterpart, his followers tried to take the capital by force following his election loss. Number 8. What country borders Brazil on its southernmost edge? Uruguay. Number 9. What Brazilian celebration begins 51 days before Easter and ends at noon on Ash Wednesday? Carnival. Number 10. Before it was made illegal, Brazil imported nearly 5 million what from Africa? Slaves. They were the first in the Americas to have the practice and the last to abolish it, which they did in 1888. The Geeky Round. Number 1. Nearly 2/3 of the Brazilian population belong to what Christian religion? Catholicism. Number 2. What is the largest city in Brazil? Sao Paulo. It's the largest city in South America and the 4th largest in the world. Number 3. What 3 colors are found on the Brazilian flag? blue, green, and yellow. Number 4, as of 2022, how many times has Brazil won the Men's World Cup? 5 times. They've won more than any other country. Number 5, what is the name of the giant statue that overlooks Rio de Janeiro? Christ the Redeemer. Including the pedestal, it's 38 meters tall. Number 6, in 1807, what European empire moved its royal court to Brazil? Portugal. Brazil is the only non-European country to be the seat of power for a European empire. Number 7, what 2002 movie is the highest grossing Brazilian film of all time? City of God. It was nominated for 4 Academy Awards here in the US. Number 8, where does Brazil rank in number of deaths from the COVID-19 pandemic? Second. They fall just behind the US in total number of deaths. Much like the US, blame falls on the ineffectual response from their president at the time. Number 9, what beach played host to the largest concert ever? Copacabana Beach. In 1994, 3.5 million people attended the concert. Number 10, what Brazilian-born actor voiced Prince Naveen in the Disney's Princess and the Frog? Bruno Campos. The Nerdy Round. Number 1, what is the capital of Brazil? Brasilia. Number 2, by population, where does Brazil rank in the world? Seventh, the country is home to over 217 million people. Number 3, by land area, where does Brazil rank in the world? Fifth, just behind the US and slightly larger than Australia. Number 4, who was the first emperor of Brazil? Pedro I. Number 5, what is the highest mountain in Brazil? Pico di Neblina. It's 2,994 meters high. Number 6, Brazil borders every South American country except which 2? Ecuador and Chile. Number 7, what is Brazil's largest export? soybeans, followed closely by crude petroleum. Number 8. How many states will you find in Brazil? 27. The largest is Amazonas, and the smallest is Distrito Federal. Number 9. What country shares the longest border with Brazil? Bolivia. Number 10. How many time zones does Brazil have? 4. And that's it for Brazil trivia. How'd you do? Let me know on Facebook or Twitter. See how well you have fared against other listeners. We'll be back next week with another 3 rounds of questions. Here's a clue to mull over in the meantime. What game, published in 1974, was originally a modification of the game Chainmail? I probably should have done this episode a few weeks ago, but it'll still be fun. See you back here next Wednesday. This has been episode 221 of the Dorky, Geeky, Nerdy Trivia Podcast. The theme music is by Jason Shaw at audionautics.com. This podcast is written, produced, and hosted by me, Brian Rollins. See what else I'm getting up to at thevoicesinmyhead.com. Thanks for listening. 'Tis the season to be podcasting. Stay inside with a warm beverage and a hot microphone. If you're interested, Spotify can help you out. They've got a platform that lets you make one, distribute it, and earn money all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer. So you've already got the equipment necessary to start recording today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify, Apple, Google, and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available on Spotify. And when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&A and polls are an excellent way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. Best of all, it's completely free. I switched Dorky, Geeky, Nerdy over to Spotify for Podcasters, and I haven't regretted it. The analytics are fantastic, and the new tools for hosting and updating the feed are way more than I could do self-hosting. Now, it's your turn. Head to podcasters.spotify.com and read all about it. Then let me know what you're podcasting all about. Tyler has a problem. He can't inherit his massive family fortune unless he gets married. And when his best friend Glenn proposes, hijinks and shenanigans ensue. Follow Glenn and Tyler on their world-spanning adventure as they defeat mobsters, an evil stepmother, a rakish brother-in-law, and pirates. No, really, there are pirates. Plus, there's an underground super base. And hockey. The 5-book series begins with Glenn and Tyler's honeymoon adventure by J.B. Sanders and narrated by Brian Rollins. Available now on Audible and iTunes. Come for the romance, stay for the hockey.